Hello, hello. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're well rested. I'm Metallics. Hope your day's going good. So today I want to visit one of my favorite franchise. For the people who know what this game is, you might have already guessed because like all my alerts and my starting soon sound and every other sound is from that game. So I really love this franchise. I've learned about it pretty late, like 5 years or so ago, but since then I've started playing them again. I'm not really good at completing them right now, like I only have 2 games of them done, but I'm trying to go through them all. So that's kind of awkward because right now I need to play the third installment of the Trails in the Sky one before I can start the Trails of Cold Steel, which is like another story but in the same world. So for now we're gonna have to I'm gonna have to catch you guys up a bit about what's happening, what's the story so far, so we can go on with that. And after that we're gonna be able to, once we finish this one, start from zero with the new series. So this game's about like mostly about the world. The main character are important, but what makes this game is that everything's built really good. Like every side character has a purpose. So in this game you follow the main character, which is Estelle Bright, which is like a bracer. You can see the Bracer Guild as some sort of adventure guild. So it's just classic JRPG thing. You're not associated with the government, but you help everyone that needs help, and you do some side missions and everything. You rescue cats in the beginning and slay gods at the end. So as of the first and the second game, the first one was mostly introduction, where we learned about every character, and I'm gonna talk about the character once we meet them in the games. So not gonna go into everyone right now, but other than that, we kind of in the first one we did some simple tasks, just helping people, really low level stuff. You could see in most RPGs and all, like level 2 to 5 stuff, like typical small stuff, kill slimes, help a farmer, do stuff. And at the end of the game, we confronted like an organization that's kind of behind every bad guy we met so far, and we couldn't stop them in the first game. So in the second chapter, it's all about how we stop them and we're able to defeat them, but we didn't really defeat the mastermind behind them. We defeated some of their elite fighter, but no more than that. And in the third one, I'm not sure right now what's happening. Like, I'm 20 hours in, and it seems like a bridge between the Trails in the Sky and the Trails of Cold Steel, from what I heard online. So it's like mostly side events and stuff that's gonna bridge both of them. And from what I see, it's mostly from the views of the side characters of the first 2 games. So now that the introduction's done, I'm gonna hop in the game and we're gonna see what happens. As you can see, I'm pretty high level, but that's because the level carries over from game to game. So game 1 you go around to maybe level 50. Game 2 you go close to level 90 probably. And game 3 you start from there. So as of character right now, Kevin here is the main character of this game. He's a cleric, I think, if I remember correctly. He's with the church, and his job is to collect artifacts. Artifacts in this game is like mostly what people can't understand, like technologies that's so advanced or from ancient civilization that they consider it magic. And most of those artifacts are by law required to be given to the church, which I'm pretty sure is shady too, but Kevin's like a nutball in the church thing. So we're kind of working around trying to find where, as you can see, we're kind of in a space of some sort. We've been transported there, and the job is to find why we are here and what to do with it. This Rias is his assistant. So you start the game with both, and as the game goes on, you unlock people. So like this guy was an assistant of one of the main crew of the first 2 games. This girl was one of the first villain of a small thief guild at the start of the first game, which she's become more important. This girl was the main character in the first 2 games, but she wasn't in the spotlight much, so they probably put her here to give her more spotlight. And this guy was the aide of one of the main characters. So as you can see, I feel like they tried to give most of the characters that weren't featured as much in the first 2 games some spotlight here. And I'm just gonna have to see, is anyone at leveled? That should be good. This game is a bit different. The third one is a bit different because there's less side quests. It's most battle, like battle arena and stuff. So it's less exploring and everything, which I like a little bit less. I prefer the exploring the world and all. So how this game works is that every character has weapons. Most of the time you don't really bother with it, you just get the best one. There's not really a point in side grading weapons. There's no weapon that's gonna be better for something but less for something else. For armor you can side grade for stuff, but most of the time you just go for what makes you more tanky if you have the money, because you can see I have 4,000 Myra, which is the currency here. I could buy those to upgrade, but it's only 30 defense and it's 1,000 Myra, so it's 1/4 of my money. It's pretty expensive for what it gives, so not gonna go for it. And you have accessories. Accessories most of the time are stuff that are gonna prevent status effect. Most of the good accessories are obtained from beating bosses or something, so not much to do here. Most of the time I don't even bother with those because they're so situational, like you go buy them if you struggle with a fight. And for tools, those are healing item and everything, like you can heal people with those. Not usually I don't buy them much. And for the interesting part with this game, I Conquer, happy to see you here. For most of the magic in this game and abilities are kind of similar to Final Fantasy, I think. Never played Final Fantasy, so can't say for sure, but from what I saw, they have like small gems that gives power. It's the same thing here. So each character has a little ornament thing that can slot quartz in them, and each quartz gives special power. You can upgrade the quartz slot to make them stronger, make them able to hold better quartz. And each time you upgrade a quartz slot, it gives them more MP, which is magical power. And the fun part is that this thing makes magic with combination of like points in them. I'm gonna show that later. So every character has a different one. Like you see there, there's 2 paths, while Kevin only had 2 paths, but one of them was a short one and one of them was a big one. This guy has 4 paths, so it's good for like a lot of small spells, but you won't be able to get much bigger spells because most of the big spell needs a lot of elements, and if you have only 2 gem paths, you're not gonna be able to do much with them. And like this one is pretty balanced. And how quartz work is that there's some sort of quartz like earth based on the element: earth, water, fire, wind, time, space, and mirage. From what I saw in this game, usually those 3 weren't that good in the other games because most creatures were weak to either earth, water, fire, or wind. But because we're like in some sort of distorted world, everything seems to be weak to either time, space, or mirage, so those are pretty good. And how they work is that like each quartz give, like if we take move 1, it gives +1 movement, so a character can move 1 more space in their turn. And it gives 1 space elemental value, as you can see in the bottom of the screen. And those are important. Like you see move 2 costs more to make, like twice as much, 200 little gem here, step it. But it gives 3 space elemental values, so it helps with the magic. And usually I try to do a big shopping spree. This game can be pretty hard, but I don't play it on the hardest difficulty because it's mostly a story-based game, and I don't want to bother. And for the magic, let me just find... So we have the quest guide here, so we're on chapter 2, so we need to go find what's happening around, like help people. The last thing we saw was Moondor here, where we saw a story of how our parents were. So yeah, this game is all about finding short stories. The main mission's not that important. It's just something, but all those doors that we can see here are what's important. They're like snippets of what happened, what's gonna happen, and they're the one that makes bridges and develop most of the characters. But you can see here's the guide, so they explain a bit of what symbolize everything. So like earth symbolizes physical damage, defense, and everything. Water symbolize recovery. So if you don't have anyone with water quartz, you won't be able to heal anyone. So it's good to balance. They explain the path, like I said. And for the skills, you have skills that I'm gonna show later on with CP and all, which is something different from the gemstones. And there's a lot of stuff that we don't really need to go into, but what's important to know is about the magic. Like I said about the quartz value, you have like Aqua Bleed and Tear here, which is as soon as you slot blue sepit in, you're gonna be able to use them because they're only one. But like if you want Let Tear All, which is a recovery of 300 EP and HP recovery, with everyone on your party, you're gonna need 22 blue gems, 12 wind gem, and 6 space gem, I think, or time gem. I'm not really sure which one it is, this one. So you can see that the most powerful spell are pretty hard to get, and you kind of need to tailor your one for them, but they're not that important. So right now, let's see, the party's fine as is. And let's go to the second plane, to the block. It's been some time since I've played this game, so I'm probably gonna be lost at the start. But yeah, you can see that it's an old game. It was made in like 2008. And because it's night now, they're gonna be ghosts instead of... It was soldier in the daytime, but now because it's night, they're gonna be different. And you can see on the left, there's like... The turn is really important in this game. Like you have a turn order here, and you can see that like when Kevin gets his turn here, he's gonna regain some health. And when, I don't know, Rias is gonna have her turn here, she's gonna regain mana. So you kind of have to play around turns, and that red button's allowing you to kind of skip a turn, like take a move anytime you want, which is used by CP. So it's important to keep that in mind. The dude I'm controlling right now is mostly a physical attacker, so I'm gonna try and attack them, but them being ghosts, they're probably gonna be resistant to it. Yeah, not that much damage. But let's go with Kevin. Kevin has a lot of spells. Let's try that. Mirage is 120, but as you can see, there's like weaknesses. Something that's at 0 is gonna be immune. Something that's over 100 is gonna be more it's the percentage of damage you're gonna do. So 100% is just the normal damage. 160 is meaning that you're gonna do 60% more damage. So I should try and go for a fire attack on this one. And probably this one, because the other one are gonna be able to probably deal with the other one down. I'm gonna go with that. And as you can see, arts take a turn to do. Like, they're not instant, but they make you act faster on your turn, so you don't take a full turn to do them. But most of the time it's better to do arts because they do a lot more damage. Like, as you can see, I did 5,000 damage there instead of the 1k that this dude did. And she did less with a better spell because Kevin's a way better spellcaster than her. But the important part is to not lose too much HP, and as you saw when I killed them, they gave Sepit, so that's how you upgrade your stuff. And let me see what I need to do right now. Should be able to access something new. Cat, we're gonna need the key, found the key. The Sitting Stone. Okay, so we found the little girl we have right now with us. And I think we did this part. So we're probably gonna have to go to the castle next. This part where we're at right now used to be the main castle of the other game, like the main capital. So we're kind of exploring, but it's been stuck in this kind of weird world we're at right now. So let's win. Do I have win? I don't think I do. So let's go for Mirage. And this one, what's this weakness? Doesn't really have one. Let's try and get him before he does anything. And for what's our craft? Chain, combine gunfire to the enemy's vital. So that's defense. I'm kind of curious what this one does. She used to be kind of a joke character, so I'm curious what she does. Oh no. So as you can see, this dude like cancels art when he hits you, so it's kind of a pain. Probably gonna have to deal with them melee style because they're gonna cancel all the time. And because this one is fainted, I don't really need to focus him until he gets un-CC'd. But they don't deal that much damage, so I don't need to worry that much about them. They're small enemies. I shouldn't have trouble with this area. This one should be down. And I'm not really farming for XP right now because there's a level cap in this game, so as you fight enemies, you're gonna get less and less XP. Like you can see, he's 102, so he's getting 161, but she's 100, so she's getting 253. So you kind of want to not overgrind, but grinding's good to get Sepit, which is the thing that lets you upgrade your spells and all. So you can see I got 79 blue Sepit, so I'm gonna be able to buy other stuff with that. I'm kind of low on the fire one, I think, right now. If I go see... where can I go see that again? Like, I only have 5 red Sepit, fire Sepit, and 18 time Sepit, so those are the one I need to find enemies to refill right now, but I don't think there's many I can find here. And most of the time you don't want to be caught with an enemy attacking you from behind. You usually want to catch them from behind to get a free turn before their turn, but if you can't, you mostly want to at least face them so they don't get a free turn on you. And because you're teammates follows behind you, it's kind of hard from time to time to not get it. So for those in chat, how have you guys been doing this day?
Not bad.
How's your day going? So I'm probably gonna need to go to the castle now. There's a gate here. I don't think I have the character for it. The guardian of the royal family with a blade that served the imperial house. I think I know which one this is, so I'm probably gonna go back afterward. But I might not know. Maybe I need to go to the arena right now. Don't touch me. Oh. This enemy was probably a good one for farming XP and Sepit. Enemies that usually flee at the start of the turn are hard to kill, but if you can kill them, they give a lot of XP and a lot of materials. Those skulls seems to be a problem because they're gonna explode when I kill them. But I think they're gonna give fire sepit, so I'm gonna kill them just to get the sepit. Let's just hope they don't move up too close. Let's move with this one to not be bunched up. One of the things that's interesting about this game is that you cannot move and attack at the same turn. It makes your next turn come faster, but you cannot combine both of them. So those guys are gonna take a beating because they're cornered. Those skulls are gonna explode, gonna deal damage. Really not that much, I shouldn't have been scared of them at all. They're kind of pushovers.
Take that!
So let's go with an Aqua Bleed with this one. At this point I'm just gonna go hit it. My spell's gonna activate after it gets a turn.
Goddess, my thanks to thee.
So yeah, I got 49 fire sepit, so those skulls could be a good way to replenish my fire sepit. And right now I'm gonna heal a bit, just to make sure is everyone in top shape. This should be good. I have so much mana that it shouldn't be a problem for me to use it that way. And like you see there, I got a preemptive attack, so now I got a free turn before them, so I can just blow them all with Aqua Bleed before they even get a turn. Let's go with Aqua Bleed with this one. Let's hit this one. And for her, let's make her move there so she can hit the other one once we deal with the small one. So as you can see, Kevin's a pretty good spellcaster. Like, there's no one in my team better than him to spellcast. So he's usually gonna be the main damage. And for her, she's probably gonna be able to deal with this one.
Oh, pitiful souls, may you rest in
And
peace.
a lot of Sepit, yeah. That's what I need. Those guys are a pain, but now that I know the Hunter's attack, I'm just gonna hit them as hard as I can. Aw, you're kidding me. He's so low! 19 HP! There, he's done. So this one's gonna attack for quite a bit. Gonna deal with this one before it gets a turn. So now Kevin's blind. Blind's bad for basic attack, but spells aren't affected by blind, so he could still cast a spell. And the good thing about spell is that they don't take mana until you fully cast them, so if I start a spell there and the enemy gets killed while I'm casting it, it's not gonna take mana, so I can save resources.
Goddess, my thanks to thee.
Just like that, we got 2 level ups, which is gonna refill both of those characters' mana, so resource management's not really a problem anymore. And yeah, right now the arena's open. In the previous game, this place used to be like a main tournament that happened. But where are we now? 100% positive this is a grand arena. It's used for all kind of events in the bird life. Hey Zeta, glad to see you here. How you been doing? Did you sleep good? It's used for all kind of events in the world, like martial art tournament and stuff. I still despair of the fact that Oliver actually entered. Oh no, I hope you rest up and get well soon. Do you feel real bad or is it a small sick? Are you bedridden? If I'd known it was going to, I could have stopped him, but by the time I heard what was going on, they had already won. Haha, aren't you used to this surprise by now? Oh yeah, you and your brother took part in that tournament too, right, Josie? Estelle and Joshua mentioned it a while back. So Estelle and Joshua are the main character of the stories. Like those who saw the alert, those were both Estelle and Joshua. I hope you're gonna be better soon, Zeta. Did you ever hear of this game, Zeta? Or is it the first time you're seeing it? Yeah, we did. Can't say it was much fun. We're basically just dragged into an arena as criminals. Wait, where did Josie thing come from? Why am I the only one who gets a weird nickname? Not a fan? It just popped into my mind and I thought it sounded cute. It fits you perfectly too. But if it bothers you that much, I guess I could go with something else. Joe? This is my favorite RPG of all time. So right now it can be a bit confusing because it's the third installment of the Trails in the Sky series. But because I already started it and I need to kind of finish it before starting the Trails of Cold Steel, which is in the same world but happening elsewhere, and afterward I kind of need to finish this one, so I'm gonna finish it on stream, and after that we can start Trails of Cold Steel from scratch. Just call me Josette, like everyone else does. Regardless, it feels as though something is lying in wait for us in here. We should proceed with caution. Agreed. So I'm guessing there's gonna be a minibus here. So you can think of this game as a bit like Final Fantasy, the magic's working the same, like you put quartz in your slot and get spells from it. So it's kind of complicated, but you're probably gonna understand as I go on with it. And I'm feeling I'm gonna need to go down there. That's the other side. That's gonna allow me to get into the arena, but I don't want to go right now. The doors are locked. This one's locked too. Let's see if there was another locked door before. Just making sure we do every wrong path before doing the right one. Because why wouldn't we? Locked two. So let's go here. There's the sun door. Do I have the character? The Fist of Steel, which nothing in this world can move. Okay, I know which one this is. And because you can move to the doors, I'm probably gonna just go back to the base area, get the character I need, and then come back so we can do the challenge. Let's change the theme a bit. Let's get... Wait, he's not here anymore. Probably gonna get him in the arena. So I don't have the character right now to do this, so let's go back to the theme we had and go back to the door. Before that, I could probably heal, just make sure I'm in top check. Yeah, it's a pretty old JRPG, like the franchise still going on. There was an announcement for a localization of Trails in Reverie, I think, which is like after the Trails of Cold Steel. And I'm pretty hype about it. But yeah, this one I think came out in 2006. So it was a pretty old one. But let's go back to the Sun Door. And usually those games are really big on story-driven element, but this one's mostly focused on battle. It's like an intermission between the second game where the main plot of Trails in the Skies ended and Trails of Cold Steel where the continuation of the stories happen. Oh, I can't go there, so I'm probably gonna need to go from the other side. Yeah, I'm kind of curious. What are your guys' favorite JRPG series? Mine's definitely this, but I know some people really love Final Fantasy and some other. I'm kind of wondering what are your guys' favorite thing? I didn't even need to go back to the main base. This thing acts as a main base thing. And I just love with this game that it keeps the turn-based aspect. Like, I feel like most RPG franchise nowadays go for real-time combat, and I just love me some turn-based combat, and the Legendary Heroes series is still all turn-based, even with the years. This guy is a pretty good one. I never completed this guy game. I could try and complete the 5th one day if I get a capture card. I've played a bit, like 70 hours, but never completed the story. Just got stuck in grinding loop and never ended because I was never happy with what I was getting. Hi Mythic, happy to see you here. How have you been doing? Did you sleep well? Well, we made it to the arena. Heh, this is where some enemies show up out of nowhere for us to fight, isn't it? A little bit of force breaking. Now look what you've done. It's just a coincidence, I swear. Me and my big mouth. I feel like I've just been set up or something. Who cares? Who cares why they're here? We gotta fight them. Here they come. So I'm pretty sure that it's not gonna be only this fight, there's probably gonna be others. So let's try and get rid of them as soon as I can. Those guys are way to time. So for those joining in, as you can see in the screen, there's like element efficiencies on people, so it tells you how much your attack's gonna do. So 100% is gonna be the base spell damage, but 140 means that you're gonna do 40% more damage, so some of the time it's good to use spell that takes advantage of those things. Like those guys are 160 for fire element, so it's pretty good to use fire element, which is gonna probably one-shot them. So this guy's a physical attacker, so I'm gonna send him against the Iron Knight, not gonna do a defensive spell. And I don't see anything on the time tracker, because there's craft like S-craft and everything that you can do special moves with those dots, and you can activate them at any time and it's gonna skip the turn of the people that's coming up next, so you can kind of play around with the turn order that way. This one's a pretty good spellcaster, so I'm gonna take care of both of those. And this dude's a tank, so I'm gonna try and keep him in front. Like, take the hit for the team. Kevin's our main magic damage dealer. So I'm gonna do a firebolt on this one to kill him fast. So spell takes like 1.5 turn to do, so you prep it on your turn, and after that your turn's gonna come soonish after, and you're gonna be able to cast it, so enemies have a chance to interrupt you if they have skills that stops that. For I'm gonna try and plunder this guy. Oh, I missed. Sadly. I wanted my freebies. So as you can see, dealt 5,000 damage, so it's pretty useful to have a good magic damage dealer in your team. You can get done with the fight real quick. This guy's not gonna die anytime soon. He has 14k health. And do I have a line attack? Area small. Maybe this one's gonna do. So yeah, craft points are like similar to magic, but they don't use magic points. Like they use craft point, and in order to get craft point, you just take damage or deal damage. So it's not, you don't need to save those things. So I just stole a healing item there, pretty useful. This girl's not doing much, like she's pretty weak, so I'm just gonna use her to steal item. Hi Eka. I really thought about butchering your name on purpose. I hope you're doing well. I know you were on Jenna's stream, so make sure to rest up. So this fight's pretty over. I don't really need to worry about it. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be other fights because it was a little bit too easy. Yeah, as I thought, it's not gonna be that easy. And those dudes are much harder. They're kinda elite version of what we just fought. And let's see. Time and time. So let's go for Solver. Those one are the scarier one. And as you can see, there's a +10. So this dude's gonna deal more damage, and this dude's gonna crit, like, for sure. So I'm gonna try and use my blast gauge to steal those buff from them. So if I want to do that, I should. Steven's not gonna steal it, so he can use this. This girl doesn't have a craft blast, but I can try and stun this dude. Okay, so this dude's not gonna act on his turn because he's fainted. And as you can see, I used my craft blast, so now I stole the critical from them. And the craft is like the ultimate skill in any other RPG. So it's a special skill that you can use. If you're at 200, it's an extra special one that's gonna deal way more, but you can use it as soon as you reach 100 CP. Yeah, with a critical, we should do a lot of damage on that. Yeah, those aren't bosses or anything, so that dealt with them real quick.
Oh, pitiful souls, may you rest in peace.
But I'm pretty sure there's gonna be another fight after this, because those two were mini bosses we just fought before. So there's probably, yeah, gonna be a big one now. How many of these fights are we gonna have to do? Our next foe seems to be quite large too. What is it gonna be? Uh oh. This dude doesn't look friendly. It's some kind of mechanical centaur. What in the hell? Is that an armored horseman? Seems to be just like the one Estelle screw beat under Janice. And not to jinx us, but this is probably gonna be the last one. So let's finish this. Well, that's gonna be the real boss. With a lot of skulls everywhere. Maybe? Do I have area of effect? No, I don't. Not gonna be able to act before those. Let's see, what's the boss weakness? Time again. I'm gonna do a soul burn on the boss. For her. Does she have AoE? No. Let's give Kevin more speed. He's gonna be able to cast more. And for her, there's an AoE, but it's probably not gonna kill and they're gonna move. So, probably not gonna do that. Instead, I can just go and hit this one. He's gonna move. Hit for a ton. I've got my emergency. Kevin's special abilities doesn't do damage, but it like makes it so everyone around him can take 2 hits for free. So I'm probably gonna use it later on. Can I do that? Area small. I could try and kill those two. Those two are too far away. Probably gonna go for the ads first. Yeah. And they were too far away to hit both of my characters, so pretty good. Probably gonna deal with the other two next if I can. I don't remember what this guy's S-craft is, so not sure if it deals damage in an area or singular blast. Good, hit the tank. I like that. So, are they close enough now? Yeah, they are. I'm gonna take a small beating, but I can heal afterward. Yeah, that's nothing. Let's try. It's probably not gonna work, but let's try and steal from the boss. No, like I thought. It's not gonna work. And let's continue with the soul blur. It's the thing that works the best. And for her, I think I'm gonna make her heal someone. Probably heal herself. This dude's gonna be next on the healing block. There's that. Soul Burst gonna do about 2.5k again. Didn't see how much health this boss had. 18k, so we should be done in 9 turns or less. Little bit less if we hit with our other characters too. She has a healing, so I'm gonna heal her because she's not doing much. This guy needs help real quick. And yeah, so she's gonna be able to heal before the boss gets a turn again, so he's gonna be safe. No worries there. And the boss is almost halfway. And early game like that, I don't expect bosses to have more than one phase, because we're only on chapter 2, so it shouldn't be that hard. Doing a big spell. Probably gonna... I don't think I'm gonna be able to impede him, but let's try it just to be sure. Oh, I could. So impede stops spell from being casted, so I just stopped the boss from doing what he was gonna do. pretty broken if you tell me bosses shouldn't be able to be stopped like that, but who am I to say? And like you saw, she's not doing much. She's pretty weak. But now he's gonna be able to do it. I don't think he should be able to kill me, so I'm not gonna use Kevin's Charge Blast. I'm just gonna see what it does. It's gonna hit everyone. Yeah. The shock is pretty annoying, but I'm gonna be able to cure him before his turn come. And now I'm gonna continue hitting him. He's gonna stop the paralysis to let him move. What am I gonna do with this girl now? She's not doing much. Probably just gonna heal herself so she don't die. And Kevin's gonna continue blasting. Just to make sure we get it done one day. So we're more than halfway done. First blade, what's this? Oh, that feels a lot. I'm probably gonna move him here because I want to use Kevin's special abilities. I'm gonna heal Kevin. And I'm gonna use his skill to steal from the boss. So what this is gonna do is that every character in range is gonna be able to take 2 hits without taking any damage. So the boss should be pretty done from now. It's the most broken skill in the game. Like no damage, and he still has a guard, so he's gonna be able to take another one like that. And for this one, I think I'm gonna turn her into offense so we deal with the boss faster. He called someone, but those skulls aren't really a problem. We can kill them in one shot. And let's just continue eating this guy. And she's gonna continue healing people because she's not doing much. Another one called. Shouldn't be a problem, we're gonna deal with those once the boss goes down. And I think I'm gonna just use this thing just to see if I can kill the boss before he gets the turn. Should do a bit. Not sure if it's gonna kill, but let's hope. Those animations are pretty over the top. Didn't kill, but the boss should be dead next turn. And no damage, like we said. This thing's gonna move. This thing's gonna move too, but they don't have the range to kill me. Kevin's gonna be able to kill the boss, so I'm just gonna hit the small skulls on the side so that they don't get a turn. This dude's gonna take a hit, but he should be fine. And for this girl, let's just start shooting. This dude's gonna deal with the skull here. And Kevin's gonna finish the boss up.
Not bad.
So lots of it XP. No level up though. Lots of fire sepet though. That's a good thing. I need those. So if there's another boss after that, I'm pretty much in trouble, but there shouldn't be. And those small crystals that just appeared are what characters are stuck in. I still have no idea why people are stuck in those, but they unlock new character. Ooh, it left behind a stone. Stealing Stone. Is this our prize for winning? Haha, only the best for the champions. Whoever set this up sure put a lot of effort into making it feels like a proper tournament. How dedicated of them. Well, congrats gang. We found our fifth stealing stone. Let's head back and see who's inside. Understood. It's hard to believe there's seriously someone in that thing, though. So, because of that, I can probably just warp to the base area and unlock the new character. I'm not sure which one it's gonna be. So, unleash Shielding Stone. Let's see who is it. Partly. So each time you unlock a character, it unlocks a new area. So now we're gonna be able to explore the castle, which is gonna be the next step. And this character is gonna be... Who's that? Oh? That looks like... Heh. So even he ended up in here. So one of the stars of the show makes his grand appearance. Oh, so it's probably gonna be a main character? This is someone you know, too? No is an understatement. He's everyone's favorite black-haired prince. Oh, so it's gonna be Joshua. One of the main character of the first two games. Hmm? Yeah. Oh. Estelle, get down! So this dude kinda is the Sasuke of this series. He was an assassin raised from like childhood and got adopted into Estelle's family. And he traveled with her, but like was kind of brainwashed at some point to turn evil and went back, and he's the edgy male friend. And Estelle and Joshua kind of are in a relationship. It's kind of weird, but I think they are right now. Oh, what? Joshua? Joshua! Josette? Zita? Is this a dream or some kind of visual tactic meant to disorient me? Trust you to get right to the terrorizing. Sorry, but this ain't no dream or illusion, for that matters. I'm surprised to find so many of you here. Mind telling me exactly what this situation we've found ourselves in is? Guess that wasn't enough to convince you this is all actually happening, huh? Oh, not at all. Consider me convinced. While the idea of this being an illusion seems initially plausible, the existence of your companion over there made it quite unlikely. Me? Correct. Am I right in assuming that you're a member of the Grassel Riders? I have no idea how to say that name. Hi Asuna. Happy to see you here. How are you doing? Did you sleep good? You can tell? Well, you're with Kevin and use a Templar sword to fight. It's a safe enough assumption on my part. So, Joshua used to be an intel gatherer, so he knows a lot about people. Oh no, you ate too much? Make sure to rest up. Maybe a little nap can help with that. Or a little walk outside. I'm doing good. Just playing my favorite franchise, trying to complete. This can be a bit confusing because that's the third installment and I never streamed the first and the second one, but I'm trying to get this done because I am trying to start like the Trails of Cold Steel, which is the continuation of this one after that. So I'm trying to get this one done so I can start new with another installment in this series. You can't nap, you have therapy session soon. Oh no. Make sure to rest up a bit though. Make sure to take care of yourself. My name is Joshua. Incidentally, Joshua Bright. Rias Argent. I'm a squire. Since we're on the subject, I'm curious how you came to be familiar with us and our organization. But wait a second, Joshua. Why does her being there prove this isn't an illusion? Is me being here not proof enough for you? So there was a little bit of things in the earlier game with Shazet being kind of in love with Joshua, but Joshua kind of rejecting her, so there's that. Oh, I don't think I've ever seen you in that with that visor on before, have I? Does that have to do with that delivery company you mentioned running in a while back? It suits you. Yeah, that's it. We're doing awesome for ourselves these days, too. But you didn't answer my question. Surely you can tell just by looking at me that I'm the real thing. Generally, when you're in illusion, the other people who appear in it are people we are familiar with. That reason being is they draw on and utilize knowledge the victim has within in order to create the world. I've met the rest of you, but Rias is a complete stranger. And not any complete stranger, an unusual one too. So she may not prove for certain this isn't an illusion, but she does make it seems rather unlikely. I think I get what you're saying. Maybe. Basically, the reason I don't prove this isn't an illusion is because we're so close? Well, you could put it that way, I guess. Haha, okay, that's fine by me. Anyway, it's so good to see you again, Joshua. I'm glad to see you're looking well, too. You've grown a bit in the past half year, haven't you? I know too. Kara. How you been doing, Nutu? Did you sleep well? Are you doing good? Ah, you noticed. I'm surprised to see you got caught up in all this, though. It must have been a real surprise to find yourself here all of a sudden. So, I'm guessing you just popped up on a league match? What was the score? Oh, ramen. Can you share some? I'm getting kinda hungry. Must have been a real surprise to find yourself here all of a sudden. 13 and 3. What legend were you playing? Echo. So even if you messed up, you could just rewind time. Were you a jungler? Yeah, it still doesn't feel completely real to me, even after all this time, to be honest. Oh, right. You don't know where I still could be, do you? I wish I did. That said, I'm sure she was surrounded by the same white light that I was. I'd say the odds are fairly high that she's somewhere in Phantasma like us. Oh. So, you put on more weight and got on the slack that your teammates were putting on. Actually, where were you before you ended up here, anyway? Your last letter said that you were in Erebonia. Were you still there? Oh no, not anymore. We're over in Crossbell at the moment, or where? With the situation as it is now. Okay. Eat well, have fun. Really? We were flying over there before I ended up here too. You were? I wonder if there's anything to that. It's relatively close to Liberal, so that may have something to do with it. I myself was in Erebonia, but I was in the town closest to the border with Liberal. Alright. I have a question for you, Father Graham. Supposing that we assume all of this was caused by an incredibly powerful artifact, do you think such a thing would be able to exert its influence as far as Crossbell or Farm? I seriously doubt it. Gonna take a bit of water. Make sure you guys stay hydrated. Take breaks if you need to. I seriously doubt it. The only thing I can think of that was able to affect that wide of an area was the Aureol's Orbal shutdown phenomenon that actually did reach the southern edge of Erebonia. I see. So it would need to be something as powerful as one of the Therians then. Although speaking of which, is the Oriole itself still unaccounted for? You can mean this is the work of the Oriole. So the Oriole was the final thing we did in this second chapter. It was like a big flying city that was shutting down everything next to it. Like every magic and everything was being shut down and we had to stop it. I don't think we should rule out the possibility, Tita. But even if we assume the Orioles is involved in some way, that wouldn't answer most of the question we want answered to. Indeed, such as who our enemy are and or how Grensel ended up filled with fiends and magic barriers. Or we ended up facing actual embodiments of devil from church scripture or the presence of the higher elements. Until we have a theory that can explain all of those mysteries, we should probably refrain from jumping to conclusion. I would like to agree. Still, that being the case, I'd like to propose we focus on working out what happened to Grensel first and foremost. My thought exactly. I know you're probably worried about Estelle right now, but would you be up for helping us? That was my intention from the beginning. I can very well turn my back on friends in need, for one thing. Besides, I think I'll find her a lot faster by helping out rather than sitting here worrying. I hope we do. Well, I'll be glad to have you with us, at least. That's what I want to do here. Cheers, man. Well, as soon as we're ready, we should make our way back to the capital. I expect something will have changed there as a result of us releasing Joshua from his stone.
Right.
So, I can bring in Joshua now.
You ready?
This team should be pretty good. And let's see what this situation is court-wise. So he has some quartz. I don't think he has the same thing I built him last time, but he has pretty good thing. Probably not gonna need to edit anything with that. And I think for right now I'm gonna take a little break. Need to like go grab a snack and all. So if you guys need a break too, make sure to drink, grab a snack, stretch a bit. Make sure to take care of yourself, and I'm gonna be back in a small while. See you guys then. I just came back and saw the raid. Thanks, Nep, for the raid. I hope your stream went well. Are you Diamond 1 now? Did you move to Diamond 2? Or are you still Diamond 3? Let me give you a shout out. Oh, this one.
Oh, fuck, we're still.
Oh, we got it.
No, he doesn't rage.
So, I don't know if you're still here, Nep. I know you came in as soon as I got in a break a bit. Oh, you're still here. So, how was your stream? Did you win some while I was gone? Let's go. You didn't fall back to Diamond 4? Are you gonna go eat? I should look at the gates, see if Joshua unlocks anything. Let's go here. This one's done. Bring me a dancer with silver lock. That's not Joshua. Bring me the guardian of the royal family. I got this one. Those are not prudent, not worthy. Shows you. Should you wish to be deemed worthy, struggle to 100 battle. Okay, so I can't do this right now. It takes to the sky. Okay, so I can do this one. She's not good, but I could try and do it. Who loves fish? That's Estelle. Give me the fist of steel, which nothing in this world can move. So I don't have this one, but I could try and do the Sun Gate one. So yeah, Nep, I know it can be tiring after stream, so feel free to go do your things, eat up, rest up, and thank you again for the raid. I'm gonna restore the... No, not yet. I'm gonna grab the girl and the party, and after that I'm gonna...
Got it!
I'm gonna go and get myself Sleepy Fold. So there's a fountain here who can make me regain all my craft points, and it restores from time to time, so everything I used in the last boss is kinda negated. And let's go to the Sun Door one. It should be for this girl. I should be able to enter it. I'm gonna save before that though, because I don't know how hard the door is, and my girl's pretty bad. She doesn't have much. I'm just gonna make sure I don't game over. And we don't lose progress. So let's open the door. And let's pray she can do something. I don't remember if sun doors are challenges or just side stories. They seem to be challenges. So it's like something tailored for that character. Like last time it was a fight where I needed to blind everyone with the girl with the cannon. I shall grant to you a memory fragment and my blessing. Oh, it's just a memory, a flashback. So we're gonna learn about her. Western Calvar, bordering liberal. 2,200 arcs above ground level. So yeah, they used to be sky thieves, those one. So we're probably gonna get stories of when they were sky thieves. This game has a lot of stories, like sometimes I compare it to a visual novel because you can be stuck in a cutscene for 30 minutes or so. But that's what makes this game fun, like there's so much to learn. Valeria's Lake's visible on the other side of the mountain range, which means we're almost at the border. Right on schedule to reduce our speed to 60 km, keep our course and altitude the same. You got it. Reduce speed to 60%. Course and altitude are both good to go. Alright, we're looking good. Now all we need is to stay this course and we'll be there in no time. Woo! Time for us to kick back and relax, finally. Good job, guys. Haha, it's good to know we should be able to make this delivery on time too. Okay, so from what I see, right now it's after they stop being criminals and they're just delivery guys now. You're telling me. The Capra delivery service is all about trust, reliability, and happy customers. Without those, we've got nothing. I still can't believe this is actually our thing now, though. Same here. None of this would have been possible if Queen Alicia hadn't pardoned us either. I don't think I've ever been as shocked as I was when I found out we were off the hook for everything. I know, right? And how she paid off our debts with our own funds. She's the reason we can keep this baby here and keep on flying. No one can take the bobcat away from us. And there's nothing in this world big enough to pay off our debt to her. Damn straight. Still, the least we can do is pay her back the money which she used on our behalf. Yeah, and at that rate we're going, we should be squared away in that front in no time. Oh, sounds like we've got ourselves a new job to help with that. Hello, you've reached the Capra delivery service? Yes, I see. Tomorrow morning then, certainly. Absolutely, alright, we'll see you then. So I was right then? Where from? From Calvar, actually. Someone wants a small parcel delivered to Gransol. Is it Gransol? If it's Gransol, we can take care of that the day after tomorrow. Man, who would have guessed business would be booming when we started the company up? It makes sense though. There aren't any other delivery company out there who can offer the kind of flexibility we do. Oh yeah, speaking of the capital, I've been meaning to ask. What were you doing in the guild there this morning, Don? I only remember it, but it did have me wondering all at the time. Oh right, you've actually got a little something to do with that. I do? You see, someone sent a letter for us from over in the Empire. And here's the best part. That someone was none other than Joshua. Really? No, there's someone we don't hear from often. I can't believe you took this long to mention this. I would have wanted to hear like right away. My bad. This morning was just so busy, it slipped my mind. Anyway, why don't you do the honor for us and read it out loud? With pleasure. Josette excitedly took the envelope from Don. 1 second. I forgot how Joshua was around the Empire right now. I wonder what he's getting up to. Yeah, or where he is in the country. It's a damn big place after all. Well, wherever he's at, I hope he's doing alright for himself. Hello, Riri. Glad you made it. How was your day? Did you sleep well today? Were you able to get some of the sleep you didn't get last time? How was work today? Are you off? What's the hold up, Josette? You gonna read that letter or not? 7 hours. Antique artwork. What? That's not what it says, is it? Yes, it is. Because you sent a letter. This is the receipt from this morning's delivery. What? No way. It's also the one that should have been given to the person who delivered two for their records. You're kidding. I've got a real bad feeling about this. The letter from Joshua was in an envelope from the Empire, or so was the receipt from this morning. Which means... I'm so sorry, Josette. I must have gone and attached the letter to the parcel by mistake. Oh boy. Anyway, I'll get in touch with the client right away. They should still have it, so if I let them know it's ours, I should be able to get it back. You dummy! How could you go and screw something this important up? I'm glad to hear. I hope you get better. Was work rough today? Ow! Do you have any idea how happy I was when I heard Joshua had sent us up that letter? And then you, Josette. I'm sorry. This one's completely on me. You've got every right to be mad. No, she's not me. That's good to hear. I hope it goes a little bit smoother in the afternoon. Thanks for the lurks. Oh, it's always on you. You've always been the sloppy one, the one who makes stupid mistakes and screw everything up. And it's always the rest of us who suffer for it. You know that, don't you? Yeah, I do. Hold on a minute, Josette. We might still be able to get that letter back, you know? It says Capra, but yeah, I could see why you would think that. There's no need to be that hard on him. Thank you. I really hate my voice, but some people said it was good, so I guess it's fine. You stay out of this. Hmm? Hell, we only became Sky Bandit in the first place because of you screwing things up. If you hadn't gotten duped into signing that contract, then things would have been different. Do you have any idea? Josette! Ah! I get that you're mad, but there's no need to drag that up. Dunn regrets what happened enough as it is. Besides what? No, she's right. That was all my fault. Just like this is. If I'd been smarter instead of getting suckered in, we would have never been driven from our home. Oh. Now look what you've done. Some things are best left undiscussed, and that's definitely one of them. Oh. We never saw them before they were Sky Bandits, so that's pretty interesting. Like, before they were driven from their home. If it wasn't for me, we'd still be back in our ancestral home, living in a life of luxury. Hello, Kit Kat. Glad to see you here. Glad you can make it. How was your day? Did you sleep well? Drinking high-class tea, playing music, getting called to fancy parties from time to time? But nah, I had to go and ruin it all for us. Hey now. We've got no attachment to our old lives, you know. It's all in the past. By the way, make sure you guys stay hydrated. Stretch a bit when you need to. Take breaks if you need. Has any one of you joining like Riri or Kit Kat? I'm guessing not, because that's not that known of a game, but have you ever seen this series? The Legends of Heroes one? Not really Trails in the Skies, but could be Trails of Cold Steel, which is more known. I had to get greedy and fall for the obvious trap right in front of me. Because of that, we lost everything we had, and ended up like with nothing but a mountain of debt in return. Like, it's his problem at this point. Who trusts someone with a monocle? Like, they're just evil all the time. You never trust someone with a monocle. I lost everything. Our ancestors had built up just like that. So if there's a bigger idiot out there than me, I've sure never met him. It's not like you deserve all the blame, Don. You might have been partly responsible, but so were we for being such naive kids. That's not the point, Kyle. It still comes down to me at the end of the day. Come on, back up here, Josette. What's going on? We've got trouble, boss. Sir? What is it? We've got one of those red ship on our tails. They were the societies, weren't they? So the societies was the evil organization that was kind of bad in the first and second one. I'm guessing they're probably behind what's happening right now because they always are. They're like really advanced in technology and every weird things is because of them most of the time. No way! Bah, that's no good. Done. I got it. We can't afford to focus too much on him. Our number one priority is protecting our cargo. We need to focus on shaking them off. Yes, sir. You hear me, lads? We've got ourselves an emergency. Get ready for battle. You've all got jobs to do. Do 'em! Oh, not this guy again. The guy with the blue hair. He's like the joke character that's always a failure and a coward. The Bobcat, huh? You familiar with it? You could say that. I'm surprised by what I'm seeing here though. Last I saw them, they were Sky Bandits, but it looked like they're running a delivery service now. Really? Now? Talk about simpletons. Anyway, looks like they have no interest in fighting us. Let's just leave them be. Not so fast. Have you forgotten our missions? I'd say they're the perfect target for carrying it out, would you? Wait, you're pulling my leg, right? Attacking them? We only need to test whether they operate properly today. There's no reason to actually use them in combat. Please, my comrade. You're never going to move up the rank with that attitude. If our target was a Royal Army ship, I'd agree with you. But if it's just an isolated ship full of ex-bandits, there's no risk to be had here. Well, I suppose that's true. Besides, the 13 factories want accurate combat data. There's no way we're gonna get punished for doing this. We might even earn ourselves a nice reward. Alright, you talk a good game. But if this thing backfires, you're taking responsibility for whatever happens. So yeah, this guy, the blue-haired one, is like the sweet talker. He's not good at anything. He's just manipulating people. Did you see it, Josette? Yeah, I saw it, but... But what? It's not alone. There's a bunch of weapons I've never seen before with it, and they're coming this way. They really want to fight, huh? Focus on firing at them from the rear to fight them off, Josette. Got it. Alright, machine gun mode enabled. Is everything in order? Yeah, I'll get right to work. That's not true, Notu. What is this? Capra Express Delivery Service. Couple up with Capra, and we'll take our package anywhere, anytime, and that's a promise. We're fast, we're reliable. You can always count on Capra. So this kind of thing never happened before. I'm kind of curious. Shoot down approaching enemies and missile using Josette's machine gun. The controls are follow. Arrow key, mouse, aim. Okay. Okay, key button, fire, hold. Cancel button. Zoom. Okay, notebook. Change use. Yeah, it seems like a minigame. Both the first two games didn't have those kind of minigames, so I'm guessing they added some for the third one. You have unlimited ammo, but take heed. Shoot for too long and you'll shoot slower. Shot speeds recover gravity when not shooting. If the Bobcat stealth falls to 0, you'll get a game over, so be careful. Okay, let's try it. Let's go with normal. Okay, so like that. Time for the Apex training to come in. The sensibility is so high. Yeah, I think I might need to turn down my DPI for this. Like, it's so hard to control. Sorry if I'm not talking much. I'm kinda focused right now. Trying to not die. Oh, that's gonna hit a lot. There's so much! Okay, that's kinda crazy. Probably need to kill this one. Should be over soon, I feel like. Thanks for watching, Mango. Whoa. Is this the last of them? I don't know. We can't let the guard down just yet. Josette, it's signal coming at 4 o'clock. Can you see what it is? I'll get right on it. What is that? It looked like it's got a person in it. Whatever it is, though, it's coming this way. Is it one of the big robots? Oh no. It's one of those. Not bad for a bunch of silly ex-bandit. But their luck's about to run out after all. No one stands a chance against the almighty Gilbert. Onward, Giapash! It's time to shoot them down the Bobcat. Damn it, I can't check him. He's small, but he's persistent. Whatever you do, don't drop our speed, Carl. I know. Can you try and make us an opening to escape, Josette? I'll try. No, I'll do it. Oh, he's moving fast. What is this? Where is he? Where is he? Come here, coward. He should be going down soon enough. Like I hope.
I'm in the lead.
Sure you are. I don't have much help.
I'm in the lead.
Moving. Oh. Please go down. You need to go down now. Okay, he's got so much health. But now I'm gonna start with 100 HP, so it should be fine. Stop flying like a little fly and just go down. Shoot so many things. Like, those rockets aren't hard to shoot down. It's when you combine those with anything else.
Take that! Jack! Damn you!
I don't know if it's better to me to just stop shooting as soon as I don't have any more speed. Like, start back.
You're finished!
Maybe it's better.
Damn it! Damn it! Take that!
Come on, just go down. You're fuming already, my dude.
Time in the lead!
Get him! That Valorant aim training paying off. Okay, I think I stopped him. Good. No big laser this time.
Time in the lead! You little son of
I feel like I'm starting to understand this dude. I see his pattern.
Time in the lead! You're finished!
He's done. Nice.
Time in the lead!
I wasn't that far the first time. Like, I think he did 30% of my health and I had 58% last time. It just was not as good the first time around. This can't be happening! How could my Geopush be defeated? Where's the parachute? Is this it? No! This is the button to deploy the big victory's mind flag! So as you can see, it's kind of a joke. No! What should we do? Should we go down and recover him? What? Oh, forget it. I say we'll just leave him. Lord Campanella seems to have taken quite a liking to him though. You sure? I think that's all the more reason we should leave him. You know what Lord Campanella's personality is like. He'll probably find the whole thing much more entertaining this way. I guess you're right. Did I get him? I'll say. Best of all, it looks like he fell into Valeria Lake, so he'll be fine. The society guys beat it too. Damn fine job you did there, Josette. If not for you, we'd probably be the ones swimming in the lake now. Yeah, you did great. Heh. Oh, there's no need to make that big of a deal out of it. You probably could have thrown them off Artel even without my help if you've had a bit more time, Cal. And beside, it was all possible because of Don's leadership. Oh. Oh, what's wrong, Josette? Oh yeah. Uh-huh? Are you two still stuck on that? There's really something to be said about being honest with one another. Cut to it, Josette. If you've got something you want to say, spit it out. Right. I'm sorry, Don. But then, you'll forgive me? After how badly I messed up? Why else would I be saying sorry to you? You don't need to make me repeat myself. What? What's up with you? I really am the luckiest bastard alive. Who else can say they have a younger sister as great as you? No one. That's who. Ah, stop that. Everyone can hear you. Sorry. Oh, and sorry for all that too, Kyle. And thanks. Forget it. That was all you. Is your ladyship here? In here? I am. But what is it? Well, when I was securing the cargo earlier after we got attacked, I found this envelope on the floor of the storeroom. Was just wondering if you had any idea what it could be. Wait. Could it be? Looks like our client didn't get a receipt or our letter this time. Man, every time I think I can get any stupider. Anyway, is this thing here? Let's go and hand over the envelope. It's from the Empire. This has to be it. There a problem? There was, but it's all fine now. Thanks for giving this to me. Anything for you, your ladyship. Well, I'll get back to work. Whew. I'm relieved we found the letter. Lucky yes, huh? So, what's written in it? Let's see. Apparently, he's going to be leaving the Empire soon. He says he's in the middle of looking for someone. Yeah, I wonder where he's going next. That it though? I figured there'd be a personal message for you in there or something. Well, there is, but it's not much. It just says not to forget to take it easy once in a while. Look after yourself. Saying that to you too, chat. Take care of yourself. Haha, at least that shows he cares about you in his own way. There's one more thing under it too. What's that? This bit's from Miss Brain. There's no harm in acting tough, but it's all for nothing if you go and get yourself hurt. She can just mind her own business. Sounds like something she'd write, though. Sure, it's nice of them to take the time to send us a letter, huh? Anyway, I'd say break time's over for us. Yeah, we're gonna need to get a move on if we want to make our next delivery on time. Should I speed her up then, Don? Yeah, we're gonna need to make up for lost time. Raise her up to 90% trust. 2000 SPH. Yes, sir! Yeah, as I said, this game can go pretty heavy on the story stuff. So sometimes you can be stuck in a cutscene or something for like 30-40 minutes. Easy. Without a way to save. I think my worst time was one time I got stuck in a story for an hour. Oh, she finally has an S-Craft. That's good. I should have done that before then. I forgot she had a door. So, let's see what the new ornament I got is. Detection. Oh, that's good. We can take it. If it doesn't do much... Probably gonna switch this up. It's gonna give her more magic too. And now I'm gonna be able to find chests on the map. So let's go back to the base area first to be able to change party character, because now I don't really need to have her in my party. So let's get Joshua in here.
Let's move out.
Okay, and I think, is that here that I can change my, yeah. So what the, this one's pretty good. It's a farming one, so she's a good support. So yeah, you can go with a party of 4 in this game, and after that you have one supporting cast that gives buff and 1 negative, so 2 buffs, 1 negative. So the one I just chose gives better healing, better item, and more sipid gain, so easier to craft stuff afterward. It's a grinding one, but she lowers everyone's defense by a bit. And let's see if Joshua can upgrade this weapon. No upgrade here, no weapon for Joshua. And he's pretty geared up. So let's go to, I think there's a sun door or moon door close to the castle. Let's try and see. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Let's move, maybe a star door? Not this one. Let's try sun door this time. We're gonna get it one day. I think I could just... Do I see where they are? Not even. Like, cannot see. Grand St. Cathedral, Grand Arena, Fisherman Guild. I think I'm just gonna go walk there. It's gonna be easier. I remember there's a gate there, but I have no idea which one it is, and I'm not gonna try them all. Yeah, I just need to go forward. Press here. Yeah, I'm not gonna fight most enemies. This one I probably wouldn't have been able to dodge, so I'm gonna fight him. It's an easy one, it's alone, and I can preemptive attack him.
That was the sword of Vander.
But right now those enemies are pretty weak level wise, so they don't give much. Oh, so it was a star door. And this part should be the end of chapter 2, I'm guessing, because there's not much to do in this area after that. Like, we've pretty much explored everything. The only thing I could see if we go into the sewer, but I'm not sure they're gonna make us go there. Someone really knows how to give people a scare. This seems to be quite an old castle, so it's certainly fitting for something like this. I'd personally dock points for overdoing the theatrics, however. What should we do, Father? Should we make our way inside right away? We could, but only after we go and grab Julia. She's the one who's most concerned about the people in the castle, and she'll know if it's laid out better than any of us do. Fair enough. Let's return to the garden for now. So, now that I know that it's a Stargate, I'm just gonna warp back here. Can I know which one it is? The Guardian of the Royal Family. Okay, so I'm gonna be able to guess which one it is. So let's go back, because I need a specific character for this. Gonna switch out. Who do I want to switch out? I can't switch both of those, so I'm gonna switch him out.
Take it.
For her. That's gonna be okay. And then afterward, we're gonna go to this one. So we should be able to enter now. And they wanted us to get that character because she is the head of the Royal Guard, so she probably has story elements here, and she should know the layout. Well, there doesn't seem to be anyone inside. We're not alone though. Be careful, they are gathering. Hello, glad to see you here. Here comes the welcoming party. Oh goodness. Grand peace to these poor lost soul. So, how have you been, Bashi? So, those were weak to fire. Does he have fire? Yeah, he has. But I could probably kill one if I just attack it. No. No way I kill this with normal attack. So those ones shouldn't be that hard. They don't hit that much, it just gives like stat down, but shouldn't be that hard to deal with. And let's go with a firebolt with this one. On this guy. This one's gonna attack a bit, but it's not a problem. So yeah, these dudes are pretty resistant to physical, so but they're weak to magic, so the easiest ways to deal with them is to use magic attack. Like you can see I one-shot them with fire attack. Yeah. What are you buying? Some booster pack? I know that the tin was pretty good, but other than that, I haven't really kept track of the new set. So I wouldn't be like... I wouldn't know for sure what you should get. You can always ask the guy at the counter. Could probably help you out. But yeah, I have no idea what the new sets are. I think the last one has some pretty big meta-relevant cards, so you could go for that. Like the Kashira. There might be some people in chat that knows about the new Yu-Gi-Oh shit, because there's a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh people in this community, so maybe they can help, but I'm really not sure. How does it fight? Where has everyone gone? I don't know, but we should start looking right away. Even if no one's here, we might be able to find some kind of clue as to where they are now. I can only hope so. In particular, we should focus our search on the throne room, royal guard room, royal keep, and the sealed area. Those seem the most likely areas to house clues. But yeah, do you plan to build yourself a Narral deck? And if yes, what do you have in mind?
For the sake of my master!
What's this? Just some random machine. Let's see if I find something. Storage room. What's going on here? A chest. And an enemy. Oh, branded. Do you have the Destructor deck, like ×3? Because that's the easiest one. Other than that, you could look at which pack has Albaz. I think the tin had Fallen of Albaz in it, and some branded stuff. I've seen, I think in the one of the latest pack, there's a Crystal Beast support. It's not that good from what I heard, but it's support. Like, you're gonna be able to do fun stuff with it. It's probably not gonna be the best, but who cares at this point?
Justice must always prevail.
I know there's one guy in this community who really likes Crystal Beast. Sad that I don't see him right now, but he could probably help you on that. Yeah, it's been so long since I've touched physical Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't even play that much Master Duel anymore. I should get back into it a bit. I've started playing Cardfight Vanguard instead, and it's pretty fun. And I kinda don't like the tier 0 meta right now. I just find it boring when one singular deck is better than anything else. Like, sure, the matchup can be good, but what if I don't want to play tier element? And by the way, for those in chat, one of the funny thing about this game is that any chest, if you open it again, there's a dialogue. So you can go around and just click on chests that's been open again. This is nice chest. This is also a haiku. Chest, 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 chest. And you just put random things in there. I shall await your answer at midnight. From my arts to yours. Like, it's just random little thing that makes it fun. Shield 2 is pretty good. What were you hoping to find? One of the Septarians? I'm not gonna go there because I think it leads to the main hall again. Yeah, that leads to the main hall. So let's go back down. And let's deal with this one. I don't think I need to cast any magic on this one. And this should be it.
Justice must always prevail.
Yeah, that's what I mean by it's real hard to dodge enemies because you have 3 other people behind. But I can probably just run from this one and not care about it. Okay, so this door's locked. Maybe we're gonna come back later, or maybe they just limited the area. Because all those maps are maps that have been used before, so like they were bigger, but they kind of restricted them for the purpose of this game. But this one's weak to time magic. And this one is weak to time magic too. So let's go. Both solver on this one, so if one of them kills it, the other one's gonna turn on the other. And for this one, let's go for a simple magic. And does he have solver too? Yeah, let's go for that. And because I have preemptive, I'm gonna be able to attack before the enemy without problem. I'm not gonna kill this one, but at this point I have a full turn again, so he shouldn't live that long. Right now I have an AT 2020 with a Wave XLR
Justice must
that
always
takes in
prevail.
my mic, and I've got like my iPhone doing the face tracking. And I bought myself a stream deck for the holidays because I wanted to. I saw it on sales and I was like, why not? Hi skaters, happy to see you here. Yeah, stream deck's real fun. And I wanted to do stuff because because it's from Elgato, just like the Wave XLR have, it can like interact with it in a good way. Did you just wake up, skater? Waking up at 2 PM again. It's going good. Just going through the story, trying to finish up this RPG. How late did you go to sleep yesterday?
I've worked up an appetite.
Will you plead the fifth again? Nice. So, I know I've talked to you about this game before, but have you ever seen it played? Or is it the first time you're seeing it? Let's go. Are you gonna do an opening on stream? Like last time? Let's go. Yeah. Like, setting up's pretty hard. I'm still waiting for my standing desk. Like, I've ordered it in mid-November and it's still not here. It should ship out in next week. Yeah. Like, I've had money saved up, so I just decided to get myself stuff for the setup. But at the same time, I feel like your setup is not that bad. You don't need Stream Deck, you can always do it with keys and all. Oh, come on, my dude. Don't miss like that. I'm counting on you. They should be able to finish him off. Oh, not this one. Well, I guess he's gonna finish him off now.
Not bad.
So let's go for the other side doors. Maybe there's something here. There's a book. Is it the Death Note? It's got the same color. I don't want to fight this dude again. I'm gonna do pointless fights. From all the time I've played, this game doesn't need you to grind that much. Like, just a small amount so you can keep up. But if you just fight every enemy you see at least once, you should be pretty good. Hi, Kit Kat. What is it? Are you back?
All right, what's next?
There doesn't seem to be anything here, so I kinda went in this room for nothing. Is there something down here? Other than a monster? Not even a monster. Nothing to see. Let's go here. Sit there with him. I think I'm gonna just hit because I have a critical. Like if I used a spell there, I would have lost the critical. So the buff here is double attack, so I can either hit this thing or cast a spell instantly. I think I'm gonna hit it. Shouldn't hit anyone? Yeah, just as I thought. And I might be able to kill this thing. Yeah. Always trying to reduce the enemy's action as much as possible. Take the less damage possible. Saving resources. Even though healing's not that hard in this game. I just like to optimize everything.
Justice must always prevail.
So I'm getting my Sepit back up slowly. Hi, Heavy. How you doing? Glad you could join me. I couldn't stay on your stream last night, but did you get far into your gunpla building? Happy to have you here. Let's go there. Let's go. And have you ever seen this game? Have you ever heard of this franchise? Let's go see what the new item I got was. Prevent Seal. I could give that just anyone. Yeah, it's real fun. The game can be quite long from time to time because there's story bits that are pretty long. Like I think we just did a mini game and story bit that lasted 35 minutes or something. But the story's just good. The world is well built and everything, so I just love this franchise a lot. As you can see, like if you see my starting soon screen, my be right back screen, and my ending screen, all of those are music from the game, and my alerts are all from the game. Yeah, I love the little pudding. At best, most choose to describe its feature in simple term, a dark cherry red wood frame with a steel that was painstakingly etched in to end with flora. I just really love how the chests all have flavor text if you talk to them again after opening them. Like some are just sassy, others gives like description of themselves and all. And right now I'm going through the motion of exploring everything before doing the main event. Because that's what you do in RPG. You never go for the main thing first. Yeah, I think I never shown this to anyone yet. Well, some people on Discord before, but the pudding can do some other things, like I can change color a bit. And there's another one that's a cherry pudding. We could do an Overwatch collab one time. We just need to get the timing down. And I'd be down to do a collab. Yeah, the pudding is blushing. It's because you're here. You can't know Yumi. I'm the streamer.
We're not done yet.
Yeah. I do not have any emote anyway, so couldn't have a blush emote. Nothing here. Let's see the top room there. What are those? Oh, one didn't leave. Let's try and kill it fast. So it's weak to fire. Let's try. Will I be able to hit it? No. Let's try and hit it just to see if I can. It's not that strong. Maybe it gives a lot of HP. It boosted up this guy, but this shouldn't be a problem. So this should be done, and maybe we got some good loot from this fight.
That's that then. Let's move out.
And by the way, now that Skater's here, I gotta remind you all to hydrate, stretch from time to time, take breaks, make sure to take care of yourself. Yeah. As you usually tell people to sleep, but I'm gonna start telling them to take care of yourself too, of themselves too. Hey, that's a weird bartender. This thing's gonna hurt because it got double turn. Thank you. I knew you'd be proud. So right now I had a death blow, so it made it so I killed anything I hit once, like as soon as I hit them.
That's that then. Let's move out.
And was there anything behind there? I can't really see, but maybe there was. Don't seem like it. Was there anything upstairs? No. So let's move on. Let's go up. Oh, I went to the right way. No! Let me back! Eek! Stay away! Stay away! That was a human's voice, wasn't it? So there's someone still safe here. We should hurry and find them right away. After I find the room that I missed. And I don't think I'm gonna fight those. Just gonna run away. Yeah, there was a chest I missed. No chests left behind. Let's try and kill the big dude first. The small one aren't that much of a problem. Miss. Nice. And this one's gonna pile up on the big one still. This one's just gonna start hitting them. I'm slowly building up all their S-craft, so when I get to the boss I can unleash it on it. It's dead, so this one's gonna switch to any of them. And they should go down quickly. This one's live on the edge, kind of annoying, gonna make me heal. But this should go down before having another turn. This one's dead. And because I have double attack, I'm gonna kill the other one too. And then I'm gonna heal Chris. Get myself some healing. She's tough. Oh, what's this one? ADF. I think it's special defense. And it prevents mute. What is ADF again? Let me see. Where is it? ADF, magic defense. Okay. So I probably want that on him because it prevents him from being mute, but he already have something good for preventing mute, so I'm probably gonna put it on her. She already have a clam choker, so it's just a better one. And this one doesn't have anything, so I'm gonna put this on him. I'm gonna save real quick because I think a boss fight's coming. And there shouldn't be anything left in this room, so now we can move on. Just trying to dodge this guy. There you go. Then we can move to the roof, find what made that sound. Kill the little skull in the way.
Oh, pitiful souls, may you rest in
Get
peace.
some fire sippet for later on. Oh, there's a door. Which one is it this time? Bring me the boy with Eye of Ember and the princess with an indomitable will. So I have the boy with the Eye of Ember. That's Joshua. But the princess is probably gonna be locked in the castle. I don't have her right now, but this here would be the best place to get her. Like, it wouldn't make sense. Oh, come on, not this dude again. Just let him die. Oh, what did I do to deserve this? You did everything. Stay back. Don't come any closer, please. As I said, he's kind of a joke character. What is this curious spectacle? Crap. I'd forgotten all about him. So had I. I suppose it's no surprise he ended up here. However, sucks to admit, but you're right. And it sucks even more because I've got a whole lot of questions I want to ask him. And the only way I'm getting him is to bail him out. Like, you can hear his theme. It's just a joke theme. Get away from him! If you're able to leave behind your attachment to this world, allow us to help you. What are you what are you wonderful, angelic, model human being doing here? Save the sweet talk for later. First, we need to take these things out. Just stay there and don't get in our way. This should be easy. Like, these skulls do nothing much. Probably weak to water. Let's kill the one closer. Like, as long as they don't get close to my character, I should be fine. And this one's gonna go forward to take a hit and not get the other one hit in the process. And because she got it, she shouldn't be in range anymore to be hit. Yeah, just like that.
That's that then. Let's move out.
I'm alive. Thank you so much. You saved. Eek. Now it's time for you to answer some question for us. Is there anything you'd like to ask him, Captain? As it so happens, yes. How exactly did you come to be here, Gilbert? I believe. Do you know anything regarding how the capital came to be this way? No, I don't. I just woke up and found myself in the port here. I don't know why or how. I went into town, but there was no one there. Just a bunch of weird armored knights. I started running away from them, and next thing I knew, I found myself in this castle. So you were sent to a different place than us, huh? Too bad the sea had already gone weird by the time you just woke up. I was kinda banking on you witnessing whatever happened here. Well, boo-hoo for you. I've got something I want to ask you too. Is Ouroboros involved in this? So you're here too, Joshua? Bah, of course not. If they were, I obviously would have been the first to know. More like the last. What should we do with him, Kevin? Disarm him and tie him up? It's fine, he's not worth the trouble. He doesn't seem to know anything worthwhile and he'd just get in our way, to be honest. I suppose that's true. Well, that's all the business we have with you. Can you remove yourself from our sight? She's so cold. Think you can make me out to be some kind of useless fob, do you? Well, you'll regret this. When I find a way out of this place, you're gonna be begging me to share it with you, but I won't. You can wander your lost for all eternity for all I care. We're gonna have to save him later on, I'm pretty sure. I can't help but feel a little concerned. I hope he doesn't end up causing any trouble after being left on his own. Heh, I'm sure it'll be fine. He seems like the type who could worm his way out of any situation you find him. I believe we've wasted enough of our time on him. We should resume exploring the castle. So, you go there, hit this one, blow up. I think she got fire resistance because she's not taking any fire damage. I'm gonna take the chance to... Oh, come on! How much health is that? Like 10? I'm gonna hit this thing. And I'm gonna move him because he's not gonna be able to hit anything anyway. Because of the shield thing, it makes it so even if he hits something, it's gonna get blocked. So now that I moved, I can hit this thing. And then I can move there. Joshua's gonna just move because I want to take care of the skull before I do anything. I don't want it to blow up in my team. For 0 damage, that's pretty good. And now I can take care of the knight. And the knight's gonna disappear because I have vanish unless it goes too far away like that. So I'm not gonna be able to hit him. Yeah. I'm just gonna move. I'm gonna hit him. It should be dead pretty soon. I could use spell to deal with him. I'm probably gonna use one with her because she cannot do anything because of the guard on our turn. Kevin's gonna go for a move because he cannot attack with his range. This one should be able to do a lot of damage. And it should be over after this spell. So there we
Oh,
go.
pitiful souls, may you rest in peace.
And let us save it. Next time I come back to the base, I should be able to craft myself some more spells like quartz. But for now, I'm not gonna go back. It's not worth. That should be enough. What does it should? What are you still doing here? You're a priest for idol's sake. So I'm gonna make another save just to be safe. This should be the end boss of the chapter, I feel like. So don't want it to go badly in any way. And you never know with this game, some fight can be brutal. I'm gonna go to the change room first. See if there's anything interesting. Haze, if I remember correctly, it's good. You really opened me up to new possibilities. So if I go and see what Haze does. Oh, it's just unaware of your presence, but I think it gives good thing. Yeah, it gives good. I could remove is it for that. Give him more thing to do. I really need to increase Joshua's thing. There's something hidden behind here? No, nothing. And now, onward. Nothing here. And probably the boss of the chapter. All those before were kind of mini bosses, but this one should be the final one. What? What the? That's weird. Thank you for coming this far. I entrust this to you. Oh, so maybe that's the voice that's been talking to us this whole time. Please, my... I still have no idea who it is, but there was a voice who was talking to us and telling us to do stuff. Who or what was that? A ghost? Perhaps not. There was something familiar about it. At the very least, I didn't seem any ordinary ghost. Maybe that's the queen? I'm not sure. Okay, so now we go down to the treasury that we saw, the locked door we saw before. All the way down to the kitchen. So we got a backtrack to do. I think that's that way. Yeah. Shouldn't see me. Nice. And now we go down the main hall. I'm gonna heal my characters. Can I make cast too? With my quartz have right now? I have action too, which is good, and I can make cast too. I'm gonna make this for Joshua. Upgrade his quartz a bit. Wait, did I go in this door? No, I didn't, but there's nothing there. So now let's go here. Let's go down. And just open that door. And no, another safety save. The door were unlocked. So this here was kind of the where we went at the end of the first game, where all the big thing happened, and we fought a giant robot here. So maybe it's gonna make an appearance again. Is this some form of elevator? Yes, it connects the castle in a ruin 500 arc below it, but this doesn't make any sense. You're telling me what's going on here? I'm not following. Well, when I first came to Liberal, Julia led me through this room and into the area below. But this isn't how this room was. It was way tidier. Hi Leah, glad you could make it. How are you doing? Are you feeling better? Or are you still feeling sick? Indeed, to my knowledge. Oh no. I hope you feel better soon. Oh, thank you. You're gonna make me blush. Indeed, to my knowledge, the room was put in order and then locked, and I was under the impression it was to remain that way. So yeah, this game right now that I'm playing is kind of your the attack for me. It's the Trail series, and I love this series so much. So right now I'm trying to complete the pudding was because oh, you played Trails of Cold Steel, nice. So Trails in the Sky is the one before Cold Steel, like it's the beginning of the series. And I've played both the first one and right now I'm on the third one, trying to get myself to Cold Steel so I can play them. So it might be a bit confusing for people joining in because I never streamed the first two one. But the story basically is that you're on a continent next to another one, which the other one's like a military one, and that's where Cold Steel happened. But your continent's kind of peaceful, and at the beginning of the first Trails in the Sky series, you kind of it's some sort of peace that's happening after the first war that happened between both nations. And during that time, the mother of the main character, which is Estelle, died in the event, and that made like some sort of all event happens and convinced the main character to become a bracer and everything, which bracers are kind of adventurers. The bracer guild is like any other adventure guild in any other RPG. They're not linked to the government or anything. They just like do tasks for the people and are there to act when the authorities cannot. So in the first game, you're mostly like the typical help a farmer, rescue, deliver something to people and all. It's pretty basic stuff. And at the end of the first chapter, you kind of get a big reveal of some corruption into the royal guards, and there's robots and everything, and you end up finding that there's a big organization that's like kind of undermining everything that's happening. And that's where the first one left off, so it's kind of a cliffhanger at that point. You don't really get a conclusion. You just arrest the main people, but you know he was just being used. And in the second one, you kind of continue on that. You can keep up everything you've done in the first one if you have a save, and then you continue from there. And you kind of chase after this organization. And the dude here that with the black hair is one of the main character, but he was part of that organization. So you can lose him for the second game for part of it until you can like convince him to get back to you. And it's kind of a chase after him, trying to get him back from the organization and trying to stop the organization from doing whatever plans they want to do. And in the third one right now, I'm not sure what's happening. Like, it seems to be mostly focused on side characters at this point. And from what I saw online, it's mostly a bridge between Trails in the Sky and Trails of Cold Steel. So it kind of make the connection between the two so you can go from one to the other. And for now, we've been like sucked into some kind of parallel world, and we're kind of trying to find out what happened and how to get out of here. So that's where I'm at right now. And to answer your question before, Vashi, the pudding was because I was looking for a small model to use, like nothing too pricey, because I didn't want to invest before I knew if I liked streaming or not. And I was looking through Nizima and I found this little pudding and I just loved it at first sight, so decided to go with it. Indeed, to my knowledge, the room was put in order and then locked, and I was under the impression that it was to remain that way. I've seen it this way once before though. Yeah, so have I. It's exactly how I remember it being when we came here during the coup d'etat. That's what I was thinking of as well. Are you trying to suggest that we may have gone back in time? Hi Lumi, glad to see you here. Please don't eat me. I find it impossible to believe that may have been the case, but I ask, could I explain this? And by the way, for anyone in chat, make sure to take care of yourself, hydrate when you need to, stretch when you need to, and make sure to get enough sleep so you feel rested every day. So, Lumi, how was your day? Did you do anything interesting today? Did you just wake up, or is it like afternoon for you? But how else could I explain this? Of course, I could be mistaken, and yet... Well, if we're gonna follow what that ghost seems to want us to do, then we'll keep it up and hope for more answer along the way. Good, good. I fell into the plan and I got turned into a flan myself. Well, if we're going to follow what the ghost seems to want us to do, then we'll keep it up and hope for more answer along the way. Time to climb on board and see what's waiting for us. Right. Hi Mamoru, glad to see you here. You're gonna make me blush with that. That's a long elevator. We're going down. So yeah, this area was the end of the first game. Like everything was going wild. There was a massive coup d'etat happening and we needed to stop the one in charge of it because they were trying to activate something that would like cause massive earthquake everywhere. We're not going to be able to get through here without a lot of preparation beforehand. Hey, Sato Bliss! Glad to see you here. How's the rigging going? Can we expect you to come back soon? Might I suggest we return to base for now? I think we should go a little bit farther inside and see what state the ruin itself is in first. Kinda hard to know what to prepare for if we don't know what friends we're gonna be up against. So, how was your day today, Bliss? Did you do anything interesting? Did you sleep well? True enough. Let's advance a little farther before returning to the garden then. Let's go up first. See what's there. I really don't remember the layout of this place. Oh, so you're one game before this one? Yeah. Sleeping's kind of my thing. Like, I used to ask everyone in the Discord of these communities to make sure they sleep a lot, and I realized most people don't sleep a lot, so kind of making it my thing to remind them to sleep. Glad you could sleep a lot, Sado. Gator, you really should sleep more. Not go to sleep at 5 AM. This can't be right. Impossible. No, not you too. Is something wrong? Something's wrong, alright. Has the entire layout of this area changed? It is, without a doubt. This area should be a corridor that leads to the first three-way junction. How is this even possible? I don't think you're mistaken. Heh, now it all makes sense. You're probably on the right track, Kevin. You noticed too, huh? Well, if you're backing me up, I'm more than confident now. What is it? Have you discovered something? Maybe, but let's just head down the elevator first. I'm almost sure the answer is gonna be waiting for us somewhere ahead. Well, I went once for Christmas. No, we didn't eat that much. I have something planned for the first though, so maybe I'm gonna eat more there, but when I've been good. Oh, so you've been in parties all the time, eating all the time. Gonna need to exercise to lose that thing. Alright. Let's be sure we're ready for anything. Gonna have to hit the gym. Maybe we could go climbing sometime. Got some nice cake. Thanks for the leg skater. Have fun. Yeah, it's been quite a while since I've gone climbing. Like, I've hurt my thumb, so it's kind of a pain to climb right now, but once it's fully healed, I'm probably gonna go back to it. I could always... Yeah, I've broke my ankle once going climbing. For sure, Bliss. Once you come back. If you ever come back one day. Are we on the lower floor of the marina already? Could the space we're in be distorted? No, that alone wouldn't explain how the entire layout of this place has changed. Let's just keep up the pace. I've got a feeling there's gonna be something or someone waiting for us far ahead. Alright. Let's just be sure we're ready. Yeah, I've known Bliss for a bit. Like, Sato Bliss and Leah Asimov are kind of the one that introduced me to streaming. So I kind of owe them a lot. I've taken a lot of inspiration from them. And like Sato's been on Iris for a while. Can't wait for him to come back with the new model. Like, I decided to stream because I was watching those guys, so I would say I'm pretty good friend with them. I hope so. Oh no, you're gonna make me blush. Stop it. Kevin. Yeah, it's that smell again. The same one that smelled before that coffin-like devil appeared. Where is it coming from? So you noticed the smell, did you? The dogs of the church have good noses, if nothing else. Who's there? Yeah, he's a father. Just like you. He's daddy. Yeah, the stream deck's pretty fun. Who are you? I was wondering when you'd finally show your face. You're the lord that knight spoke of, aren't you? Haha, I suppose I am. I do, after all, rule this land of Phantasma. Such a name is only fitting. You may call me the Lord of Phantasma, if you so wish so. The Lord of Phantasma. Indeed. That's not a name ever mentioned in your beloved testament, is it, Rhea Sergeant? So you know I am too? Someone's brushed up there on their homework. That's enough time spent on trivial greeting. Listen to me, Lord of Phantasma. or whatever your name is, if all we've seen here is you're doing. Then return grandson to the way it used to be at once. Should you refuse to comply, I shall cut you down here myself. My, your request is so meaningless. I scarcely know how to respond. There's no harm in devotion, but done in excess, it can only serve to cloud your eyes to the truth. Well, do you understand now, Julia Schwartz? Wait, she's here? What? I see my suspicion were right after all. The grand cell we've been fighting our way through isn't even the real thing, is it? It's just an imagination of it. A replica of the city created here in Phantasma. That can't be. Could that really be true? If we assume it is, everything falls into place. Everything we thought was strange suddenly makes sense, complete sense. How that giant black gate appeared at the city's entrance, how it ended up completely devoid of people. Even how the room with the elevator went back to the way it used to be and the sealed area's structure completely changed. I'm on the right track, Joshua? Precisely. Oh dear. You're a little too capable for your own good. If only you could be more darling and naive. It would make things much more fun for me. Do I look like I care about whether you're having fun or not? All I care about is Estelle's safety. Ah, but of course, still. Much like Julia Schwartz's devotion to those she serves, love, too, can serve to keep the truth forever out of reach. Is that not so, Joshua Bright? So, all this time, Our Majesty and Princess Claudia were safe. Oh, Idios. Thank you for your unwavering mercy. Oh, you really strike me as coming more than a little prematurely. Whoever said that those you care about are safe? It wasn't me. Pardon? No! Does that contain? Haha. Think of this as the final reward place for you to earn on this second plane. Of course, rewards aren't given for free. If you wish to earn it, you will have to overcome a trial first. And here comes the boss. What is that? Some sort of tentacle monster. A devil. This is another of the 77 devils mentioned in the Testaments. Please, Leah. One of those gatekeepers of Gaina and leader of a vast army of minions. Rostrum the Savage. Yeah, are you insane? How do you think you can handle something that powerful after bringing it to life? I need not worry. I have you to defeat it for me. Enjoy! So let's see. There's little dudes here. They aren't that strong. Weak to Mirage, and this one's weak to... So... let's try and kill the little one first. Oh, he's got a new one now. Let's go for this one. How much health does it should die? Almost dead. Yeah, both the word perverts were automated. I allowed both of them. That's where your free speech is. Please don't tweet longer me. Oh no, not Elon. What am I gonna do? Let's try. Are they close by? Not enough. Maybe this one. I can probably get both of those with this. This one's gonna focus with. I still haven't found the say-so. Oof, that hurts a lot. Let's use an item for this. Kill this one. Let's hope this killed both of those. It will for sure. Okay, so this one's paralyzed, which is good. The bus is dealing a lot of damage, so I would prefer not taking as much. Let's move out of the way. And Joshua's gonna probably go for the boss. At this point, the other one's paralyzed, shouldn't be able to do much. And I'm gonna go for the true strike. Oh, that's not a lot of damage. Please, Sato. Ooh. Okay, that hurts. Let's heal up real quick. Am I gonna be able to beat this guy? He's dealing a lot of damage. No, it's only chapter 2's boss. Hi, Jewel. Glad to see you back. Like, I have... You can't even GIF yet. Let's use item, because I never use them, usually. Hi, Mister. Thanks you for following. Yeah, how could you? So, let's go with that. Dark matter. Ooh, that hurts. Wait, there's a new one. Ooh. Oh. Let's go with the good old shot. Speed up this guy. And this guy starts blasting. This one's gonna heal for now. It's the third game, so bosses are just crazy at this point. Like, the third game starts you around level 100, so it's the third chapter of this game. Like, you can think of it as kind of Final Fantasy. Like, there's the first disc of Final Fantasy and there's the second one, and I think there's maybe a third one. So the Final Fantasy VII. So like it's the same thing. The game was too big to be contained in a single game at the time, so they made 3 of them. And right now I think I'm just gonna use items, try and stay alive.
Hey!
Yeah, it got the same magic thing as Final Fantasy. Like it helps, it gets you like crystals that you can put to do magic and all. Thank you for the follow, Cavro. Glad to have you join me.
I will. Run no more.
So after this fight, I'm probably gonna do a small recap because some people joined me that weren't there before. And this what I just used is called an S-Craft, so that's like their special move, and I can use them all the time. You can see the red dots here, that's their S-Craft, so anytime I do them, I can like use this skill and change the turn order. If only that worked that way. Do I have a better healing? Don't seem like it. No. Let's go for the defense one. He seems to focus the healer. This one's move. And this one's gonna try and kill this thing. Won't even be able to. So let's try. I could use my S-Craft right now, but I'm trying to like get myself to a point where I can just use a critical or damage up for it to do that much more damage. I'm probably just gonna continue blasting the boss. And this one's gonna go on the offensive. But it doesn't have any good thing. What's the boss weakness? Okay, I can do just Soul Blur. It's gonna be good. Oh. Ouch! That's a lot of damage. Do I have anything on him? Not a good one. Let's go for the best spell I can do on this one. It wasn't remastered, it was just ported to Steam, so it's the same game. Like those one were there at the start, but they're starting to port a lot of games. They're starting to port a lot of games of the Trail series. So let's go with this. On this one. Let's hope I do a lot of damage. Okay, so that's doing pretty good. What's this one gonna do? Pretty good damage. Almost halfway there. And I'm probably gonna use Kevin that after this guy, just to make sure people don't die, because they're pretty low. Just like that. And Kevin's one's pretty broken. It makes it so you block the next 2 attacks on anyone in range. So I have like 2 shields on anyone. You know, it doesn't matter. I have a good craft that I can do. That's not the one I want. Can I hit both of them? No, sadly no. I know this thing's pretty resistant to normal damage, so I'm just gonna go with spells. I'm gonna try and run it down. Not gonna focus too much on the ad. Yeah. It is almost dead, and I have an S-Craft. Like, if it gets dangerous, I'm just gonna use the S-Craft. I can steal this thing, but I'm probably just gonna hit there, so I can use our S-Craft to steal something. This one is gonna do an art, some dark matter, and this one's gonna do our S-Craft. On that, this one is a little bit over the top.
Wings of battle. Descending to that land to rescue wayward souls.
She's a priest, so for some reason she get a giant angel. And this should do a lot of damage. Maybe finish the boss even. Oh, not even. Okay, that's that bad. Making myself stronger but weaker to attack. Yeah, it looks like Angel Woman a lot. I'm just gonna focus the boss right now. I can out-damage the heal that the other dude's doing. I still have an S-Craft here. Because of the max guard, it's not gonna do that much damage. And I should be done soon. After this thing, if it's not dead, I'm just gonna use the S-Craft. But I think it's dead. And that's the boss done.
All right, what's next?
Level up for everyone. Yeah, all because of Daddy Kevin. And it's my guard. Oh, that was a lot of Sepet. God, that thing was crazy. I can't believe we're able to defeat it. But now... Haha, that was truly delightful. Spectacle. Well, take your reward. You've earned it. Hey, Amy! Thank you for joining. Glad to have you here. How was your day? Did you sleep well? Oh. Thinning stone. It's probably gonna be the princess if I have to guess right now. Thank goodness. No, that's fine, Amy. You're not fake. I'm glad you got it for you, Julia. Heh, surprised you make good on your promise. Now, you ready to cut down to the chase? What do you want from us? What the hell is the point of all this? Haha, poor Kevin Graham. Poor pitiful Kevin. Please try not to let me down any more than you already have. I am a phantasm, a shadow. Much as a shadow only exists when there is something to cast it, I, too, only exist because of something within your number. Do you grasp my meaning? What? I have no idea what's happening. Kevin? How could I? You're just spouting nonsense. If you think being all cryptic is gonna confuse us and lead us astray, you're very much mistaken, buddy. I don't think it's the princess because most of the main character are in the Sealing Stone, but this dude could be someone we've seen before in the other games. I just have no idea. True enough, spouting cryptic nonsense is simply what I do. This is what you believe, is it? Then it must be true. Screw you. Haha, perhaps I ought to go by a different name after all. He looks pretty white right now. How do you think Lord of Nonsense sound? More fitting, perhaps? Perhaps. I said screw you! It's probably just the lighting they used. What's wrong with you? I'm pretty sure it's someone that Gavin know, or someone that's acquainted to him. Nothing, don't worry. It's just Daddy getting angry. Nothing, don't worry. That's literally just a shadow. It is? Oh, so that was a body double, or an empty shell, is more appropriate in this case. They must have switched while we were fighting that devil. I commend you for noticing. Still, your role on this plane is now over. Add the wings of white to your number, and journey on deeper into the abyss you stand inside. I shall be waiting on our next encounter. Ha 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 ha. Please. They take their overblown theatrics way too seriously. Our Resident Evil duo is going to have to work on their acts if they want to sound like anything more than a walking cliche. Hmm? Anyway, we're done here. And we've got ourselves another Sealing Stone to open up. So let's mosey on back to the base. Yeah, thank you for the hydrate check. I was getting kinda thirsty. Make sure to hydrate, do chat, and stretch from time to time. I think we all know who's inside at this point. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. So that's chapter 2 done. Oh, that's good. Don't hydrate then. So I'm probably just gonna do the start of chapter 3 for today and then end it here. It's been over 3 hours. I need to go make myself some dinner. I'm so sorry, Kevin. I've failed as your mother. Oh no, mommy issues. But I'm so tired. I'm so tired. At least this way. At least this way, the two of us can. I need to find a way to set up, but I could do one day, but I'm not that much of a cooker. Probably gonna do some mincemeat with some rice and cauliflower. I think I have some in the fridge. That dream again. Ugh. How long is it going to take before it goes away? It had to happen on Rufina's big day too. I was hoping I'd be able to stop worrying her when I got older, but at this rate, I'm sure she's plenty used to you worrying her already. I'm for sure gonna do a meat stream one day, but it's probably gonna be a guerrilla stream, like I'm not gonna announce it or anything. Probably. Once I get affiliate, I'm probably gonna have a karaoke redeem, but I'm gonna need to get song requests. Like, people are gonna need to give me song that I look up because I don't listen to that much music. So you guys are gonna have to come up with stuff. I could look up a lullaby in French. I could add some French song too. I know Skaters has heard me sing French one because I was doing karaoke with him. I don't know Petite Marie. I've never heard that. I know it's a classic song, but I could try and find a French lullaby after that. Yeah, I'm French Canadian. So if anyone speaks in French in the chat, I can always answer in French. Like, I'm gonna do the stream mostly in English, but I'm happy to speak. You want Fire Jack? I'm gonna have to... Let me just 1 sec. Let me just... Can I find myself? Yeah, I'm from Quebec. Let me just look at some stuff. I'm curious about the Petite Marie. Probably already heard it, but just can't remember. Come up on stream. Yeah. Yeah, so vraiment, ils choisissent vraiment les chansons les plus stéréotypées, mais c'est fine. C'est probablement ça qu'ils connaissent le plus, fait qu'il n'y a pas de problème. Mais il va falloir que je pratique Petite Marie, parce que je la connais pas encore. Je vais l'essayer pour la prochaine fois, puis prochain stream, je pourrais l'essayer de la chanter. Well, I'm used to just speak French and English in the same sentence, so at this point, I'm just gonna try and find like let me just find this the instrumental. Okay, so just for you, Zeta and Leah, I'm gonna just put this on the stream. Maybe it's gonna be loud, I don't know. Well, Vashi is one of my IRL friends, so he's from the same place as me. And Javon I didn't know was French, but I'm happy to know he is. So tell me if you hear the sound. Do you hear stuff? Okay. So just for you, Zeta and Leah. Frère Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Sonnez les matines, ding ding dong, ding ding dong. Frère Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Sonnez les matines, ding ding dong, ding ding dong. Frère Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Sonnez les matines, sonnez les matines. Ding dang dong, ding dang dong. Frère Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Sonnez les matines, sonnez les matines. Ding dang dong, ding dang dong, ding dang dong, ding dang dong, ding dang dong. There you go. It's a pretty simple song. There's like 6 words in this. I'm gonna try and get myself some other songs for another time. But for now, that's gonna be it for the singing. Hey yo, I fixed her. Oh, it's you. Yes, don't scare me like that. How long have you been in here? For a while. Oh no. I couldn't fix her. Well, at this point, it's just... It's just... You gotta do it, like... Don't be scared. Nothing bad's gonna happen. We're supposed to be cleaning the chapel today, but you weren't getting up, so I came to check on you. You seem to be having a nightmare though, so I thought I'd wake you. Okay. Haha, sorry, yes. I was being a pain for you again, wasn't I? No more than usual. You've been a loser since the day I met you. She's so cold. She's so heartless. Leave the poor man alone. I don't expect that to change anytime soon. Ouch. Kick a guy while he's down, why don't you? Well, whatever. We don't want to be late for breakfast on Rufina's big day. So let's go and get this done. Alright. What about a woman? Can a woman fix you? Rufina? Oh. Good morning, you two. I wasn't expecting to see you here this early. Are you on cleaning duty again? Yes, but... what are you doing up so early? You've got a long journey ahead of you. You need plenty of sleep or you're gonna be exhausted before you even get there. I mean, isn't Arteria Hage away from here? Well, yes. But I won't be able to offer my prayer to Hydros here again for quite some time. always causing his existential crisis. So I decided to get up early and pray for all the days I'm going to be missing too. Seriously? That's why? That's very you. Are you really going to be that busy though? I thought you might be able to come home from time to time, at least. Little hydration time. Make sure to hydrate too. I wish I could sew their eyes, but I probably will. I've only just become a squire, so there'll be plenty of work in store for me. I'll be lucky to find time to sleep, never mind come home. I might be able to squeeze some time into my schedule once I've gotten the hang of the workload. But until then... Okay. And that's why you're gonna sleep while you still can. Come on, you've done enough praying for one day, so go back to bed until breakfast or something. You're so cold to me. Huh? What? Ow? I thought you'd want to make the most of the time you've got left with me, but it's like you don't even want me here. Do I do a bad job at raising you? I never said I didn't want you here. And you might have done a lot for me, but raising me is a stretch. It's okay, he's just embarrassed. He's being a student. He's actually more than happy to talk to you. He's just terrible at showing it. So he's a daddy and a tsundere. You love to see it. Oh, get over yourself. Is that so now? I should have known. You're such a typical boy, Kevin. Typical male behavior. They all act indifferently to avoid letting their loved one knows how much they care. And don't forget, he's at the rebellious age too. I haven't managed to survive being twisted around your finger for so long. Is trying to toy with the art of innocent young boy a family thing or what? Hehe. Oh, I'd hardly say young. It's been about 5 years by now, you know. Speaking of which, I think I'm starting to get the craving for some chocolate. Maybe I should pick some up on the way to the station. It's definitely Estelle. We haven't seen her yet, but she was the main protagonist of the first 2 games. And she's like the goofy, go happy girl, which is always down for anything, kinda get in trouble from time to time because she gets like too excited about stuff, but she's just fun. Like she is the ray of sunshine in this game. Quincy Bell, of course, for obvious reason. Oh, their new mint chocolate, my current favorite. The fresh aftertaste mixes in with the chocolate flavors really well. I'll admit that does sound tempting, but I think I'm more in the mood for the classic milk this time. That flavor would always be a fun little trip down memory lane for me. Because of how we met? Kevin, you're disgusting. Oh, Lily would love this game. I think Lily would love Ria so much. Don't you agree, Dia? But why? I think we all get that warm and fuzzy feeling when we look back on it. After all, the day you came to live with us, Kevin, was the start of many, many new and wonderful memories. I treasure every single one I've made during these 5 years. They're all priceless to me. Then why did you decide to become a squire and leave us? It just doesn't seem like the right job for you. Even if you wanted to be in the church, couldn't you have become a sister at a chapel in town or something? I'm sorry, Kevin. Apparently I've just got the attitude for it, and so I've been told. I feel like the best thing I can do is make use of that and try to help people in the best way I can. Of course, there's always the chance I won't be cut out for it at all, and will have to come home anyway. There's no way a girl as naive as you is gonna be any good with the kind of crazy thought stuff you'd have to do. You better come straight home once you've had enough. Really? Well, if it does come to that, I'll be expecting a nice warm welcome from the two of you. And with that, I believe this conversation has done a lovely job with helping you procrastinate cleaning for long enough. Should I lend a hand? If we're going to do the job, we might as well do it perfectly and have the old chapel sparkling. Chapter 3 Golden Road, Silver Road. Oh, have fun on your date. Tell me more about it later. Yeah, we gotta hang out soon. I gotta show you my setup. See you. Yeah, he's a nice young man going on dates. But I don't plan on doing cooking streams anytime soon. I have nothing to set this up. Oh, so there were 2 people. Oh no, it's the princess and the bird. I wonder if the other one could be. Yeah, the princess and our birds. What just happened? Julia? Did you not leave for a training exercise on board the Arset? I'm so relieved to see you safe, Your Highness. Haha, I see Sig is with you too. He is, but I'm not quite sure what's going on. What? Haha, long time no see. Hi, Chloe. I sure wasn't expecting to run into you here. What are y'all doing here? Oh, it's good to see you again, Chloe. And Sig too. Of course, you two look well. Thank you. Haha, I'm not sure what to say. I feel like I should be waking up any moment now. But I'm not sure I even want to. Squee! My bird noises. They're so bad. I see. We've found ourselves in quite a predicament, haven't we? I'm relieved to hear that the empty Grand Soul we found wasn't the real city, at least. But still, unfortunately, that doesn't necessarily rules out the real capital being in danger. We're dealing with something that has such great power it can create a flawless replica of that city. There's no telling how far its influence could extend. Yes, surely there's no need to worry or so. We have nothing to gain from shying away from the truth. If anything, she's helping me better understand the gravity of the situation we're in. I'd like to help with the investigation if I can. I'm not sure I could do much more than what you've already been doing, but I won't drag you down. Scree! But Your Highness, I'm sorry, Julia, but I'm afraid nothing you can say will change my mind. I may not fully understand the situation we're in, but I do know that it threatens the safety of our capital, perhaps the whole nation. I'd be a disgrace as a crown princess if I were to just stand by and do nothing while the people I will one day rule over are threatened. Wow, you're amazing, Chloe. As you wish, Your Highness. Well, welcome to the team. Great, I'll do what I can. So, is our next destination that teleportation circle at the end of the sealed area? Yeah, that should let us travel to the next area. Or, by the sound of it, to the next plane. Yeah, that appears to be the technical name for the various area that makes up the land we're in. It's a concept used in the Septient Church too. Our world is made up of a number of planes or realms situated on top of one another. At the top is the sky where the goddess dwells. Below that is the earth where we live. And at the bottom lies Gehenna, where sinners are judged. So that's where I'm heading. Those are the main three, but in between them, there are countless other planes or realms too. So in other words, the farther down we descend, the less the blessing of the goddess will be able to reach us. Hey! Can you not say stuff like that? With all the creepy monster roaming around, it's freaking enough around here as it is. Hey, you sound like a child who's afraid to walk around the house when the lights are off. Although, I suppose that does make sense, given that you are truly a child. I am so not a child! Anyway, if that fake Grand Self was the second plane, then the next one's the third, right? I mean, it sounds obvious, but I'm not sure it's all going in one clear direction, or if we might run into a fork at some point. Alright, get some good sleep, Leah. I hope you get better soon. I think straightforward is a safe enough assumption to make for now. And while we might not know what that Lord of Phantasm wants with us, we know it's nothing good. So even if it's not like that, that doesn't change how ugly this could get. So let's get ready to just about anything. Who knows what's waiting for us ahead. Something wrong, Rias? If you think you might have figured something out, the rest of the class would love to hear about it. No, it's nothing important. you're right. We should start getting ready to leave. It may be worth our while to investigate some of the doors we've encountered this far too. Yeah, I know. I don't know what's up with those things, but there sure are a ton of them. And at the very least, they don't seem to have been placed by any of our foes. I'm all in favor of investigating them too. So I'm gonna switch up the party to try and get people leveled up.
Okay.
But that's probably gonna be it for today. The stream's been going on for a while, and I need to go eat. So, thank you all for joining. Next time, we're gonna start up the third chapter. And next stream, I'm probably thinking, like, my holiday break's coming to an end, but I want to do another stream before then. So, I'm probably gonna do a Master Duel stream or Cloudfight Vanguard. Could alternate between the two. So, I'm gonna see when I'm free and gonna say it on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter if you want to know when I'm going live. That's mostly where I'm gonna post when I'm going live. I don't have a Discord yet, but I'm working on making one. So thank you all for joining. Gonna try and find someone to raid right now. Don't know who's up. Oh, there's someone I know I'm gonna raid. So I hope to see you guys next time. And let's just go to this guy. He's one of the guy that helped me like start up a lot, so I hope you're gonna give him some love. And for the red message, we can just do that. So thank you all for coming, and oh, the name didn't work. One sec. I'm still not used to this. Oh, that's not the right command. That's the right command. There. We should go with him. So thank you all for joining, and see you guys next time.